Lesage Girl meets live. What's up? Phil Blaze, what's going on? Tony, how you doing? I hope all is well. Doing good out in Louisiana. Doing good here in Florida. James, how you doing? I am Alexander. What's going on? Vega Twins, what's going on? Jose, how you doing, man? I hope all is well. Chevy D, Biana Batty, what's going on? Fit Executive, 3-folder, what is going on? If you guys have any questions about Type Medical Center, what we can do for you, please shout them out as I'm going through this, and I'll get to your questions. But let me just start here with, basically like a supplement maybe you should stay away from, or something you should really look at and say, hey, listen, is this going to affect me negatively? And there might be a lot of different things out there because, listen, supplement companies, they don't get looked at like that. And some of these active ingredients that are in some of these different things might affect your body in different ways that you're not even aware of. And what am I talking about first off? So the first thing I really want to talk about, because this has affected me. And this has affected my son. And at that point, there's a lot of people out there that do not have the resources that I have. And what do I mean by that? But I'm talking about blood testing. Right, I can blood test pretty much for anything that I want. Right, through Type Medical Center, I have the ability to be able to run every test I could possibly think of underneath the sun. So, what are we talking about with ashwagandha? So, ashwagandha is, it's an extract that's in a lot of different supplements out there. And like I was talking about, like my son came to me. My son was 15 at the time, and he said, "Listen, my son's already very, very tall, right? Very, very big." And he wants to keep getting taller and getting bigger, right? And this is totally understandable. As a kid, you want to be able to grow as much as possible, especially if you're an athlete and you've already got some of the genetics in place that, set you up for maybe the future, okay? So ashwagandha was in these gummies, these height gummies. And all of his friends were taking these height gummies. So I'm like, listen, I didn't really look into ashwagandha too bad. Or too much, I guess, at that point in time. I thought, it was a decent supplement. It was supposed to raise free testosterone, lower people down if they had anxiety or anything like that. That's really all I read about. I didn't really go too in detail about it. But at that point, he started taking the supplement daily, right? And I'm very regimented, so I made sure he was regimented. I'm like, listen, if you want the benefits of this, you got to take it ongoing. This is not something you're going to take every other day, or when I think about it, I'll take it. When you're taking stuff, you want to be very consistent in where you're taking it, how you're taking it, and what's going on to know a true result's going to happen, or if a true result did happen. So, at that point, we started looking at, the way his behavior was. And, my son is, he's a pretty outgoing person, very talkative. Usually he's pretty decently happy, I think, unless, we're around and we're trying to embarrass him or something like that. But that doesn't happen either. So at that point, we noticed a different behavior change in Peter. And that wasn't like Peter, and Peter was down and, just not good. So I'm like, listen, something's going on. And I always blood test my son too as well. I want to know what's going on in my son's body, make sure everything's properly run in his body, how his hormones look and such. So I ran a full in-depth panel on him, a couple extra tests like cortisol and stuff like that. And what did I find? I found that his cortisol level was extremely low, which scared me. I'm like, this is the first time I ran a cortisol test. I'm like, has it been like this for a while? What's going on? And then, why is it going on like this? Because when you lead into cortisol, people obviously think listen, you want to lower cortisol level because cortisol is a stress hormone. And if cortisol is high, then cortisol can help you or make you put fat on and not put you in a good mood and just not good, right? So nobody wants high cortisol and everybody's looking to lower cortisol. So, we started looking at it, we're like, I'm talking about extremely low. I'm not talking about a point low. I'm talking about extremely low, 3 times the normal limit low. And at that point, I'm like, this is not good. I started talking to Shrees. I'm like, man, something's going on. Peter's cortisol level should not be like this. So at that point, we started looking at some of the different supplementation. Obviously, I go right to the height gummies, and I see ashwagandha in there, and I start researching ashwagandha. Obviously, ashwagandha says that, listen, this is no good, right? And there's plenty of different things on ashwagandha saying that it does lower cortisol. It doesn't lower, it lowers stress levels. So talk about cortisol. And then it talks about some of the different problems with lower cortisol. So, for me, we don't want cortisol too low. We always want it in a nice medium range, right? So at that point, we took away the height gummies, had him go without the height gummies. And at that point, he was perfect. His cortisol level came back to normal levels, which is great, right? And Lily, I'll get to your question in 1 second. Let me just finish up with this ashwagandha thing. So, I don't take any over-the-counter supplements. I don't take any protein powders or anything like that. I do have some ready-made ones that I drink throughout the day sometimes, and that's Fairlife, the 42-gram, protein shake. I drink the chocolate one, but I've been drinking these forever. I blood test all the time. I take usually the exact supplementation all the time. Nothing really changes with me because I like to be very consistent because I want consistent results and I want consistent levels. Okay. So at this point, I started looking at doing some over-the-counter products. And there's been a couple that I've already worked on, I've already got done. Our hair health capsules are a big seller. Work for hair, skin, and nails. Beautiful. Capsules you take every day. They work great. Have so many different patients on them. It's awesome. I'm like, well, listen, maybe I'll bring this out as an over-the-counter supplementation, add a couple new things. I looked at what was great on the market. What was everybody raving about? And Nutrafol was one of the big things out there for hair. They've got a good brand. A lot of people swear by it. They've got regrowth through it. So I'm like, listen, let me try these. Let me take out the hair health capsule we're doing right now. Let me try the Nutrafol. Let me go on for like 2 months and see, right? See if, hey, listen, I notice any more growth or this is going to be a positive, therapy that we can really recommend this or really make to go over the counter. And then, I'm like, all right, cool. So probably last 3 to 4 weeks, I've had a lot going on. So it's not like I don't have a really high stress level every single day with, work and then the family. Sharice's mom just had a double mastectomy. My dad's got to get colorectal cancer cut out of him. Sharice needs to go in full hysterectomy. I need a full shoulder replacement that I'm probably not going to get for a long time. But at that point, I'm like, listen, so I don't know why I'm feeling weird. I'm like, this is just really off. I was sick for a little bit. I'm like, maybe it was sick, and then dealing with all the things that are going on, this brought me a little bit down. And I usually am down. I've dealt with a lot in my life, so I'm usually used to speed bumps coming and conflict coming and all that, and just dealing with it. So I started feeling weird. And I'm like, listen, my last blood test was in January. I usually have blood tests every 3 months. But I'm like, you know what? I need to get this blood test done just to see what's going on. Maybe something's off. Maybe something. I don't know. Estrogen might be up a little bit. I don't know. It shouldn't be, but this is why we blood test. So we blood test. I blood test all like in-depth things, all the in-depth practice that we usually do as far as blood work. And then at that point, I start seeing my cortisol levels. So I'm going to show you guys. All right. I don't know if you guys can see this all the way. Cortisol is right here. That's my number. And that's a 1.9 if it looks backwards at what you guys are looking at. And the reference range is 6.2 to 19.4. 6.2 to 19.4. Okay? And at that point, it should be like when I tested in January, it was at a 12. And when I tested now, it's at a 1.9. That's super low. Like 6.2 is the average bottom level of a cortisol level here. So I am extremely low. I'm like 3 times lower than what I should be on the low end of the cortisol level. When I usually look at these things, usually want to be like in the middle of these things, like this specifically. So, or at least like a 12, like where was that before? So this is extremely low. And when you start looking up low cortisol levels, all the things that I've been dealing with came directly stem from low cortisol levels. And I'm starting to think in my head, what's going on here? And I'm a really big person about checking labels. Food, if I'm eating something different or whatever it is, I like to know, hey, listen, what am I putting in my body? What do the ingredient lists look like? What do the macros break down to? And over the counter supplements I told you, I don't take. Like the pre-made protein shake, fine. But nothing else. No pre-workouts, no vitamins over the counter, just no supplementation whatsoever. So then I guess vitamin D would be the only one I do. I don't lie to you guys, I'm being honest. That's the only one. But nothing else. So I started looking at this Nutrafol, and I breezed through the ingredient list last time. Obviously, I didn't see ashwagandha. There's so many different ingredients that are in Nutrafol. It's ridiculous. So when I started looking down, and it's like really a little print, I started going online and I started magnifying so I could read every little ingredient. And sure enough, ashwagandha is in there. And sure enough, it's caused me a problem with my cortisol levels. So I'm warning you guys. In 2023, Denmark banned ashwagandha. So ashwagandha is banned in a lot of countries. In some countries. I'm not going to say all, but at some. And it's because of what it does. And this is something that we really need to look at with over-the-counter supplementation. I mean, we need to look at our food sources, of course, but supplementation where people think that they're taking something that's going to benefit them and it's not benefiting them, that's creating a negative side effect. And people just don't go in and ask for cortisol tests, or people wouldn't even think about that, right? Because people don't look up every single ingredient that are in these things. If they did, they'd be like, I guarantee a lot of people wouldn't take some of the different supplementations or eat a lot of the food they're eating. Or maybe they would, and they just don't care. So this is my warning to you guys. I'm going to make another video about this to post on the social media pages to warn everybody about ashwagandha and the negative side effects that you could possibly get. Now, I know a lot of people take ashwagandha to raise free testosterone, but if you're raising free testosterone and you're knocking your cortisol down in the dirt, that's a big problem, okay? All right, so let's go through here real quick. Let me answer the questions. Fairlife is the worst as a chemical that gives cancer. There's a lot of the different protein shakes that do too as well. And if I look at a majority of things that are out there, and listen, I'm looking currently for a better source of a pre-made protein shake. Something that is more natural and doesn't have harmful chemicals in it, obviously. It's hard to find something that's out there, but at least I'm honest, and that's what I've been drinking, right? And I've been drinking for a long time. So that's been my go-to. I'm not saying it is the best. I will look for something better. I promise you I'm coming for you. So at that point, I can give you guys a better option out there. I'm just being honest with what I've been taking. Just really, really crazy. So let me see what other questions we got on here. I know we got a good amount of questions. Okay, so the first question is, I'm doing well, thank you. How does this therapy package boost the immune system? All right, so let's just talk about this real quick. So therapy of the week. The therapy of the week this week is our Titan Trifecta. And usually therapy of the week is one therapy. But our Titan Trifecta, obviously, is 3 therapies. It's Hercules Potion, Titan Complete, and ECA Stack Plus. 3 different therapies are going to create a whole bunch of different results for you, okay? And the best thing about this package is you save $200 total on this package. Usually if you got all 3 of these, it would be $690 is the price. With this discount, with this package, this week only, you get it for $490. So if you've ever wanted to try one of these, you're actually getting one like for free. It's like buy 2, get 1 for free. That's basically what it almost breaks down to. So you save a lot of money on this. And at that point, all you have to do is call or text Titan Trifecta, and you'll get the discount too as well. How can this help boost your immune system? So there are some different things in here. There's not like glutathione or anything like that, but with having a B complex in there, some branched chain amino acids, having these other different aminos in there too as well, these can help fortify the immune system and make the immune system stronger. So at that point, NAC's in Hercules Potion, which is really good. Glutamine's great for recovery. We got arginine, L-citrulline in there for the pump. Proline's in there for collagen-based amino acid. You got lysine, which boosts the immune system too, so that helps fortify the immune system. Because listen, if we're working out or we're doing any strenuous activity, we are putting stress on our body, which is therefore putting stress on our immune system. So this is something that we really have to look at just to make sure, hey, listen, we're giving our body everything it needs. We're giving our body decent recovery, decent sleep, decent downtime, so it has enough time to recover from when your workouts or strenuous long days that you may be having at the office or throughout the day. Okay, it's really important to do that. So that's how it'll help boost the immune system. How can someone contact Titan Medical Center for more information? And Jose answered it. All you have to do is call or text 727-389-3220, and you'll get a hold of anybody here at our Titan Medical Center that can help you out. Why is blood work important for fitness and health? Blood work is important in general, not just for fitness and health. But if you're in fitness and health, it's super important. Because a lot of people in fitness and health are putting strain on their immune system. They might be taking different supplementations like I was. And this could be doing damage on the liver. It could be doing damage to other things like cortisol or who knows, right? Kidneys. There's a lot of different things that could affect you. So blood work is super important to make sure that, listen, everything's running properly in the body. If things can be optimized, you can look at it. But you have everything in black and white, right? You can see what your results are. And you know what needs to get changed, or listen, everything might be great. And then you're just, hey, listen, you're cruising, you're doing your thing, and you're having optimal results by doing it too as well. So that's why. But it's important for people that are just general health, right? That at that point, like they might not go work out at the gym, right? And they might be feeling down and they might have low energy and all these different things. They might have hormone imbalances. They might have, problems with liver. They might have, fatty liver because their diet or whatever it may be. So it's always important to do the blood testing. And it's important to let you guys know that we do it nationwide. So wherever you guys are at, if you guys want to get blood work, it's super simple and easy to do. Like super simple and easy. All you have to do is call or text 727-389-3220 and you're good to go. Right? We'll help you out getting that blood work and getting you all set up so you guys can see what's going on inside the body and get it taken care of. Okay? How does Titan Medical Center use blood work to create personalized health plans? So what our providers do is we get the blood work and we have you fill out your new patient paperwork, and then we combine these things together. And we look at, hey, listen, what's going on in the blood work? What do you complain about symptom-wise? What are you trying to accomplish goal-wise? And then our providers put together a personalized regimen plan to help you get to that goal, right? Help you get healthier, help you feel better, look better, and perform better. That's what Titan Medical Center does. So really, really good. Jennifer, how you doing? Drew is not on this live on Tuesday with me. I haven't done this live in a while, so I had a lot of people join us at the beginning. I don't know if the algorithm kicked the rest of the people off or what's going on here. But yeah, he's on the Friday one. That's Titan Lifestyle. But Tuesdays are usually Titan Tuesdays with me. And I usually do one with Michael Hearn on Tuesdays too as well. But he's got a lot of press going on for his movie, Magazine Dreams. He's in with Jonathan Majors, which is awesome. He just was on TMZ today. They're getting a lot of great reviews on the movie, which is awesome. I love Mike. He deserves that and deserves a lot more. So God bless. So we're gonna do our live tomorrow at like 4:30 Eastern Standard Time. We'll be doing it on his pages. How does Titan Medical Center address common issues like fatigue and weight gain? So what do we do? So what we do is we go through a number of different questions to ask you. One, we have you fill out new patient paperwork, which asks like, how are you feeling? What's your energy like? What's your recovery like? And then we'll have a blood test taken if you meet some different criteria that says, hey, listen, we think that there might be something off and we need to do some blood work. And, with doing the blood work and showing, what you fill out on your paperwork, we can obviously see, hey, listen, what's going on? And, is there fatigue there because maybe you have low testosterone and you have weight gain and all these other things? We can fix that. But we like to look and see what's going on inside the body with a blood test and then hear from you on your new patient paperwork by saying, hey, listen, this is an issue, this is an issue, this is an issue. These aren't issues. We can kind of go from there, and the provider can personalize a regimen for you, making sure that we take care of you, okay? What fitness solutions does Titan Medical Center provide? Well, we provide different fitness solutions by doing blood testing and optimizing performance and results and recovery and all these different things that go along with the body. So, we have your back totally when it comes to that. If you guys are looking for somebody to help you out through these different things, if you're looking to improve your health, improve your fitness goals, improve your aesthetics, and obviously improve your quality of life, that is the main thing. So we obviously are here for you guys, and we will help you guys do that all the way through and through. Annette, how you doing? Dre boy, what's going on? She blocked the devil. What's up? Billy Ineth. What are the benefits of seeking professional help for hormone balancing? The benefits are you're getting monitored by a proper medical provider. You're not playing Frankenstein with your body. You're not doing a guessing game. And, even with being monitored, make sure that somebody is monitoring you and they know what they're doing. I see a lot of people out there, they're just trying to jump in this hormone game. They have no idea what they're doing. Put people on regimens that are crazy and actually hurt the person even more. Not maybe physically, but hey, listen, you hurt their hormones, that mentally can affect them, physically affect them, like, ED if it's a guy possibly. There's a lot of different things. Breakouts from acne, depression, like things can be off too as well. So you got to make sure that whoever's monitoring you is monitoring you professionally and they know what they're doing. So the big upside to being monitored professionally for sure. Are there any dietary changes that can help boost testosterone? So obviously, if you're eating healthy food sources, non-ultra processed foods, right? Taking ultra processed foods totally out of the game. You're making your food. You're eating good food. Now they say steak can do it. There's different things out there, I guess. But I haven't seen anything that's going to dramatically increase testosterone levels like crazy. Maybe boost it a couple points, But for me, I would be a red meat eating fool. That is definitely one of the biggest things that I think that will improve testosterone levels for a guy. They say, like other supplementation like Tribulus and all that. I haven't seen anything like astounding from taking like Tribulus or some of these other ones that are out there. So, at that point, if your testosterone is low, if you're changing your lifestyle, I think that will improve overall, right? As far as hormone wise and performance wise and feeling wise. So what do I mean by that? I mean getting proper sleep, eating good regimented food diet, drinking a lot of water, right? And making sure, listen, you are taking a multivitamin or some source of that where you're getting, some of these different things that you might not be getting from your food sources. Food sources aren't all what they cracked up and used to be. There's a lot of things that we are falling short in our nutrition every single day. And that's why I take some of these different therapies from Titan. So, I make sure that I'm hitting everything that I need to. And we get blood tests to see what those levels are at too. If you think that, hey, my diet is the best, I can get all my amino acids from my diet, all my vitamins and all that. If you can, great. But most people, I would say 90% cannot. So at that point, if you want to take the Pepsi challenge, you can test this too through blood to see, are your aminos off? And there's non-essential and essential, and we test all of them in one panel. So you can say, hey, listen, my glutamine is not normal; it's low actually, or lysine or whatever it may be, and this could be affecting different things that are happening in your life. So let's say glutamine's not where it needs to be. It's not optimal. It's not in a good range. It's low. Then your recovery might not be as good, right? We should be able to have an abundance of these things, helping our body through these processes of what it needs. All right. What roles does testosterone play in libido and sexual performance? It plays a huge role, guys. Huge. So if you have low testosterone, you could probably have ED, or you could be having go up and then you go down. You can't stay up. With your testosterone levels being good and all the other hormones being balanced too, because that's the caveat. You could take testosterone. It would improve libido and performance for, I would say, the first month. If you just take testosterone alone after that, then you're risking testosterone converting to estrogen and those estrogen levels rising, and then you getting negative side effects from the estrogen. Specifically estradiol for guys, so it's what we check. And at that point, if that's real high, then you can be moody, irritable, erectile dysfunction issues, all different things. If it's too low, it could do the exact same things too as well. It's all about a harmonic balance. I tell people all the time, our body is like an ecosystem. Everything needs to be in place. If you take one thing away or things are unbalanced, then everything's going to be off, okay? So it's really important to do this. And that's where blood testing comes into play too, to be able to say, listen, everything's where it should be, everything's balanced and optimized, and we're ready to rock and roll. Or it's not. And we need to change some things, tweak some things, and retest and make sure everything is okay. Are there any age-related factors that influence testosterone levels? The older you get, the lower it's going to be. You lose 1% on an average every year. This could be lower or a little higher. And at that point, they say at 30. I've seen plenty of 20-year-olds in mid-20s haven't abused any steroids or anything like that and have low testosterone levels or lower than normal. And what I'd say lower by normal is say, like, if you're a 21-year-old guy, your testosterone level should be a 700 or above, okay? And it should be one of the most optimal years of your life, 18 to 21. But at that point, like, if you see it like 400, yeah, you're normal. You're within the normal range. But that's low for a 21-year-old kid, right? A guy or a girl. And this could cause issues down the road. And it keeps getting worse if you don't fix the problem. And it's not something you can fix where I take one thing and boom, my testosterone levels recharge and now I'm back flying, balling. It doesn't happen like that. That's where maybe a replacement comes into play or some other therapy that helps boost testosterone we have. These are things that you need to look at and we need to look at to make sure that we got you on the right plan. How does Titan Medical Center help men suffer from low T? Well, we offer hormone replacement therapy for both males and females. And what do? We blood test, we balance these hormones and optimize these hormones, and we make sure that we get you away from the low T. So at that point, that's what we want to do. It's real simple and real easy to do. Lexi said, Titan Medical Center events are awesome. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Events are coming. I got some different ones that I'm working on for you guys. So Titan Medical Center will be there and be going over some different events for you guys. So get ready. We've got the Titan Medical Tampa Pro, guaranteed locked in. Hurricane Bay. Those are both Tim Gardner's events, and we've been with Tim Gardner for a long time. Love Tim, love his family, and they're always great events. And Hurricane Bay last year really surprised me. Hurricane Bay used to be a one-day event, and it got so big it turned into a two-day event. I didn't know how it was going to be, and it was packed last year. I mean, packed. The Titan Medical Tampa Pro always slammed. So at that point, and we'll be giving free injections, B12 and amino shots at those events too as well. So, if you haven't tried any of these different things and maybe you want to try one of these different therapies, we'll have some different ones there for you guys, like an amino blend or maybe a B12 shot, so you guys can try it, see how you guys like it, see how an injection is with the insulin. If you've never had one, you can see, hey, listen, this isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Okay. Michelle Dean, love you guys. I love you too, bro. Hope all is well. What else we got here? All we saw on Friday. So Friday we do have the Titan Lifestyle with Drew, but at that point, like, I've been doing Titan Talk Tuesday for years. I stopped doing it for like maybe a couple months now. The reason was because my Titan page they weren't letting me go live on Titan Medical, the regular Titan Medical page, and I was like, man, I was kind of down about it. And I found a workaround here, obviously, so I can get to all my people. So at that point, I'm gonna start posting, these lives a lot more. I'll be doing this and going on. And at that point, you guys can ask me questions. We can go through everything. Okay. That's really about it. I want to keep this kind of like a short one. I wanted to talk to you guys about ashwagandha and the negative side effects. Stay away from it. And I encourage you, if you are taking oral supplements, over-the-counter supplements, whatever it is, I would definitely, a million percent, look at the label. And if there's ashwagandha in it, I would definitely look at it and say, listen, this might not be for me. So some different things in these things that could affect you. Was BPC 157 taken off the market? So they're calling it pentodeca-arginate. So BPC technically can't be out there. So pharmacies have went to pentodeca-arginate, which is BPC. It's actually better. It's got one molecule difference, and it works a lot better. You can look up pentodeca-arginate, and all our patients have been on that for the last couple of months. I've been on it. Works the exact same thing. It is BPC 157. It's just a different name, so we can get away with the pharmacies. As a marathon runner, be honest. Okay, you're on steroids. Yes, I'm on steroids. If you call it testosterone steroid, which it is, it's an anabolic steroid. I've been on testosterone for 10 years now. I don't go crazy doses. I'm taking 300 milligrams a week. And at that point, it's not 1,000 milligrams. And, when people say steroids, I'm like, all right, well, anabolic steroids, corticosteroids, two different steroids. Obviously, anabolic is what people are talking about mostly. And everybody has anabolic steroids in their body, whether you like it or not. Testosterone is in everybody's body. And it's okay to want to replace testosterone if you have low testosterone, all right? So that's not being on steroids. And you know what? The thing about it is nowadays it's becoming more and more widely accepted. And more guys and girls are on hormone replacement therapy. It's such a game changer. So just because you think steroids, well, when you get to have low T, you'll understand why people want to use steroids to get them back to where they need to be. It's because it's already produced in our body. It just keeps going down as we age. And nobody should want to have like a bad aging process. And that means going through your years of aging and consistently downgrading your quality of life. And you just feel horrible every day, or as you go on, things keep getting worse. It shouldn't be like that, for sure. Okay. Medicine is expensive. Yeah, okay. So we understand that. I can get the same medicine in an 830 price in my country. Awesome. You can get it in your country. There's nobody looking at drugs like there is in this country. There's nobody doing the testing on drugs like they do in this country. I know the other countries, and it's a lot cheaper in some of the other countries for some of the medication. But some of the medication, especially if you want to talk about India, Partha Argwal, and I don't know if you're from India, but it's gotten so bad that fraudulent medications or even powders to make these medications, fraudulent, had made its way into streamlined sources. Even the United States in some circumstances, because they were buying it from India and some of these different things, from some of these pharmacies. You go cheap, you go wrong. It is what it is. Do I think that some of these could come down in price? I think so. But at that point, you pay for what you get for in a lot of circumstances or situations. And just because it's cheaper in other countries doesn't mean it's going to be cheaper here in the United States. We'll see if the United States opens up and lets other medications come in from other countries. We'll see. I think that will lower them tremendously, but that's not up to me. Kelsey, I'm doing good. I appreciate that. How does testosterone impact cognitive function and mental clarity? It's a big one. People always perceive that testosterone correlates with libido or muscle building. Well, yeah, it can help in those areas, but they never talk about the receptors in the brain, the testosterone receptors, that help with, if you have low testosterone, you have foggy thinking, mental clarity issues. With testosterone being there and optimal, those receptors are good. You have better thinking, better clarity. So that's a big one with testosterone, for sure, 100%. Can testosterone therapy improve sleep quality? Absolutely. And having low testosterone or hormone imbalances can affect your sleep patterns too as well and make it so you don't sleep very good, okay? How does testosterone influence endurance and physical performance? So obviously, if your testosterone is optimal, that doesn't mean you're going to have the endurance or physical performance of an athlete. You still have to work to get these things, right? But it can dramatically improve these things if you're putting in the work, okay? All right. I think that's it. I appreciate you coming live. Thank you. I appreciate it too. I appreciate being on here. Trust me, I love being on here with you guys. Now we're up to 2,600. We are balling today. I love it. I love it. The comeback is always better than the setback. So I'm going to end this note, though. We're on a very high note, but I'm going to end it. I appreciate everybody that joined me, and I'll be back next Tuesday for you guys. I promise. I'm going to probably do it like 2 o'clock, like normal. I might even mess with the times. So stay informed. Stay locked to our social medias. And at that point, I'll make sure that I make you guys aware of where I'm going to go on next week. But I appreciate all you guys coming on here live, asking me these good questions. A lot of people will benefit from the questions that you're asking on here. These are great questions, so I really appreciate everybody. Thank you so much. If you guys want to take advantage of the Titan Trifecta, all you guys have to do is call or text 727-389-3220. Make sure you say Titan Trifecta to get the discount of $200 off all 3 of these therapies. Huge discount for you guys. Also, we do blood work nationwide and all other therapies, hormone replacement, medical weight loss. If you're looking for retatrutide or some of those things, ECA Stack Plus, obviously you've seen the Trifecta. We have other things too as well. Different peptides, blood work, libido enhancers. So whatever you guys are trying to do to perform better, to look better, to feel better, to improve your quality of life, Titan Medical Center has your back, and we have optimal therapies to make sure that you're optimal. So that's it. I appreciate it. Thank you guys so much, and I will talk to you guys next Tuesday on Titan Talk Tuesday with me, John, CEO and founder of